Hey loves, it is your girl Lovely Angel Lady. L to the A to the L, something your girl always does. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Welcome y'all. If you are returning, hey B, hey my boos. So y'all, June is Myasthenia Gravis Awareness Month, and your girl ain't even gonna lie. Awareness Month hit and MG got gangsta on a sis, okay? Like MG went all the way gangsta, start cutting up. And so your girl is just now doing an MG related video, and here it is, the middle of the month. I ain't even gonna lie y'all, I didn't want to do or talk about anything to do with MG the way I've been struggling and feeling. I've been on a weight loss journey and everything, and MG just start really like acting up. So okay, so I was saying that it's not only about me, you heard me, it is about what I could offer y'all, what value I could provide you. And so when I share these stories, it's my way of letting y'all get to know me and let y'all know that I am human. I am not perfect, I'm far from it, but I do like sharing my experiences in an effort to relate to others, and that in some way, if you're struggling with something in your life, whether it be present or in something in the past, you know, I just really hope that I could uplift you, encourage you, inspire you to keep going, to not give up hope, not give up faith, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, MG got to cutting up, and so here we are finally here to do this video. I have been wanting to do this story time on my channel for a very long time, and so I said it's Awareness Month. It would be no better time than right now to do this for my love. So here we are, me and you and me, we're here. Yes, sugars, yes. So let's get into it, y'all. So today's story time is about a time in my life when I lost the ability to walk. I was walking just like probably many of you, but I lost my ability to walk, and I was in my 30s, and it was like, whoa. Yeah, your sister got some years on her. Annie got some years on her, okay? I probably don't look like it, y'all, because y'all tell me all the time I be looking like a little girl. I think with like this style or whatever, I look more mature. But when I have like a updo, I know I do be looking like a kid, a straight up minor. But ain't nothing wrong with that, right? So let's get into it, y'all. So, oh, by the way, let me show y'all this shirt. It says, I have Myasthenia Gravis. I'm allowed to do weird things. Let me lean back some. I'm allowed to do weird things because I have MG, you heard me? So don't get it twisted. No, I'm just playing out. But because a lot of the time, you know, when you have MG, people think you're drunk and all kind of stuff, or they think, oh, well, you were just fine yesterday because we look normal at first, and then it'll hit us, that muscle weakness kick in, and we walk around looking like one of them zombies, you know, dragging our limbs around. So anyway, y'all, before we hop into this video, I want to give y'all an opportunity to make it official and become one of my lovelies. Por favor, please become one of my lovelies by just, it's free, baby, it's free sugars. All you gotta do is press that subscribe button. It does not cost you anything to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much in advance, and don't forget to tap on the alert bell for notifications. That way you will never miss when your girl uploads a video. Oh, you heard me? All right. So let's get it shit popping. Hopefully you did join the familia, and your girl really appreciates y'all. Y'all really keep me going. Like, I really need y'all. Like, this channel is very therapeutic for me. Not just me having a background in mental health, but it's good for me, for my personal situations and things that I go through, the journeys and stuff like that. So thank you, okay? Thank you, LAL fam. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a backstory really quick, but I'm going to drop the links below in the description box to my MG story. Any other MG related videos will be in the description box, so y'all make sure y'all go back and check those out too. That way you'll know in more detail, just in case you're a little lost, exactly what has been going on, how it all began, and so forth. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? So in 2012, I was in grad school, okay? I was in my mental health counseling program, and I was completing my 100-hour practicum. Okay, that's what you do. Like when a majority of your courses are complete, you start actually doing your one-on-one time with clients and, you know, instructing and leading groups and so forth. And so after my practicum was over, that was the little 100 hours, I had to complete 700 hours. So after the practicum, which is just basically like the introduction to doing those hours, you go straight into your internship. And so I went straight into my internship, and I was at a women's center providing services to victims of abuse, sexual assault, domestic violence, from the ages of 2 all the way up to elderly. Okay, so I really got some really good experience while doing my internship hours. It was some really creepy moments, some really like chilling things that went on, but it was like the best experience I could have got. Talk about crises, like I really got a chance to like really get some experience and dig in and deal with like definitely level 5 you know, clients and situations, and it was something. And yeah, so I was doing that. I was doing my internship. One day I went in and I was tackling some of my sessions and, you know, doing my intakes, and I went to lunch, and when your girl came back, I had this excruciating pain, like right in the middle of my foot, like right there. You heard me? It was like, baby, it felt like somebody took a steak knife and stabbed it in the middle of my foot. Just to help you imagine this pain that just appeared out of nowhere. It hurt so much, y'all, that I'm really good with pain, by the way. I probably because I've been through so much. Like I came in here fighting. I was a premature baby. I was born 2.5 months early, so I came in this world duking it out. Okay, I was ready. Okay, no, I'm just playing. But this pain was so bad though that I was like, I had to limp. Like it was like a rock or something just embedded in my foot. Like it just, the pain, y'all, it was just unreal. So this pain that occurred out of nowhere just happened to stick around for a whole nother 3 days. 3 days, yes, okay? So my friend Terry suggested, girl, like, something don't sound right. If you didn't kick nothing, you didn't hit anything, well, I don't know what could have happened. It sounds concerning. You need to go get yourself checked out, sis, okay? Hey, Terry, I love you. That's my boo. And so, anywho, I made an appointment with the orthopedic surgeon's office because I didn't really even know where to begin. I was like, well, what kind of doctor do I see? Because I don't really know what's wrong. So it was a foot pain. So I just automatically thought to go to the orthopedic doctor. They just so happen to be surgeons. Okay, so they did a bunch of tests on me when I went in for that appointment. They diagnosed me with tendonitis and like small hairline fractures, okay? That I was like, what? Hairline fractures? Girl, child, your girl is kind of like, Annie over here is accident prone. Like I don't want to claim that, but you know, yeah. So I was like, maybe I kicked something, kicked the bed, kicked the car door or something, and didn't realize it, kept on going. Cause when I'm like in my zone and I'm doing, make it do what it do, like I be really into what I'm doing and I be trying to get stuff done. Okay, that's like what kind of person I am. Like I be on a go. I'm like, don't stand in front of my way, get out my way, move, get out my way, you know, let me get it shapop and let me get this thing done. So that's how I be. So I'm like, maybe I did that and just didn't know. I have no idea how long I was walking around with a fractured foot. Oops. I left the doctor's office, y'all, in a big old huge walking boot that pumped up. Like, you remember those sneakers? The thing pumped up. Like, I had some new technology, I guess. But I left on crutches, okay? Walked in there on limped in there on 2 feet. So I left the doctor's office, y'all, and I was on crutches and in a walking boot. So when I walk in the house, Senora Hilda and the boys, they're like sitting there like looking at me with these blank faces, and nobody really knew what to expect because I'm like walking in. I left and I was on 2 feet and I come back and I'm like on crutches. So they just looking at me with these blank faces, y'all. They look so puzzled. And so anyway, when the daycare shut down, I took the opportunity to snatch Senora Hilda up. And so I hired Senora Hilda to basically come and be my nanny, because I really felt a strong spiritual connection with her. I felt like I really could trust her. And in Texas, I really didn't have too many people that I was around that I really wanted around my kids, around my children like that, you know, they're my babies. She came on board to help me out with the niños. I continued working towards completing my internship hours, but I was so swamped and smothered with tasks in school. I was still completing assignments and everything, and still completing all my hours, hosting and hosting like the events that we had to have, like webinars and, you know, any type of like live events that we had to have. And I was doing it all. I was also trying to record beauty videos because I don't know why, but I ended up starting my channel. Like the first, like during internship. Like, girl, how crazy are you? You got enough on your plate, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, about 2 days after hopping around with this boot, I noticed that 2 of my toes on that foot stopped moving. They weren't moving at all. I kept trying to wiggle them and they were doing nothing. I was puzzled and concerned, so what I do? Call the doctor's office. Of course. Wouldn't you have, you know? And so I made them aware, and about 2 days later, I went in for a follow-up. You will not believe this, y'all. So I go in for this follow-up appointment. I took off the walking boot as instructed by the doctor because it was time to take a looky look. And to our surprise, all 5 of those toes were now paralyzed. I could not wiggle any of my toes on that foot all of a sudden. Y'all, my heart was beating so fast. I couldn't believe what was happening. I kept trying to wiggle my toes and nothing, nada. The doctor kept scratching his head and looking at me, and he reviewed the x-rays like, you know, was I wrong? He was kind of second guessing himself, so he reviewed the x-rays and tested everything again, which confirmed that there was in fact tendonitis and fractures, okay? But something neurological started happening. Like, we puzzled at this point, like what the heck is going on? By me driving around Houston for all of these tests and everything, y'all, it was so time consuming and drained me of my energy, because I'm just driving around town every day. I'm scheduled for a different test, trying to figure out what's wrong with me, you know? And one of these tests showed that I had a fluid-filled cyst at C6 of my spine, like right here. Okay, so I had to go see a neurosurgeon about that. That same day when I went in, like I had to wait a while for some of these appointments, because like neuro specialists and stuff, they'd be backed up for months. But anyway, they made it a point to like really try to get me in, because it was kind of very important, you know. And it was either that or, you know, probably go to the ER and stay in the hospital until they do what they do and figure it out. But anyway, they got me in. the same day that I went to the neurosurgeon's office, the whole entire left side of my face paralyzed. Okay? While I was at the doctor's office, my face, this side was like completely, couldn't move it. Like, so when I was talking, this side of my mouth was moving, but this side wasn't moving at all. And it was like, you know, like mumbling, talking like that. And so the doctor, again, another doctor with a blank face, like a blank stare on his face, okay? And so by the time I went to go see this neurosurgeon, my whole foot was paralyzed. The neurosurgeon determined that the cyst wasn't the culprit of what was happening to me, all of these symptoms and stuff that I was having. So we left it and monitored it just to make sure it wasn't growing or anything, okay? So shortly after all of this, one night I got ready for bed and laid down, and my entire left side was paralyzed. During this time, I was living in Houston away from my mom and my family. It was just me and the boys. They were little too, y'all, so just imagine this. So at this point, things just kept going downhill. So I was recommended to go have some testing done at Houston Methodist Medical Center, down in the medical center in Houston, downtown. And so the first doctor hated women and was racist. And so needless to say, that didn't work out. I ended up reporting the whole situation to the doctor, because like he did me so out of line. I'll tell y'all about that on a different video. But anyway, I was referred to a black lady doctor, okay? And when I tell you she was a baddie, I mean, she was so intelligent and professional and steadily moving up at the hospital. Like, she was moving up as far as her position goes. But she was the head of the neuro disease department at Methodist, okay? Y'all, we have somebody here working on the toilet, so hopefully I can continue to talk without it interrupting us. But anyway, so she ordered so many tests that I had to be admitted into the hospital for 2 days. In all of that testing, we found that anti-mag antibodies were present in my spinal fluid. And let me just tell you, that was a spinal tap from hell. I had a migraine so bad, the sunlight made me cry for a week straight. Like, y'all, it was bad. So antibodies were basically removing the protective covering, the myelin, from my nerves. And they were basically attacking them. So this caused severe nerve damage, okay? So after a year of tests, I was diagnosed with chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy, CIDP, and myasthenia gravis. I got a dual diagnosis, and it took an entire year from the time I went in with all that stuff going on with my foot. So throughout the course of trying different meds and everything, y'all, I did different meds, plasmapheresis, IVIG. The symptoms kept getting worse. I had both severe muscle weakness and nerve damage at the same time. So my walking ability, holding my head up, and my upper body strength, so like, you know, actually keeping my head up like how I'm holding it up now, it was like floppy. Like, it was really hard to do because I had like muscle weakness so bad. Like, my upper body strength just diminished over time. It was like gone. So here I am living in this huge 3,200 square foot house, okay, with 2 small boys. It got to the point where I had to crawl to get around because my forearm crutches, my cane, my walker, my rollator were not working anymore. They weren't cutting it because I didn't have the upper body strength to be holding all that and try to hold myself up and all that. So it just wasn't popping anymore. So also keep in mind, I still have foot drop in that foot. So my med team met up at Methodist in Houston and determined that I needed this huge 300-pound wheelchair. It was an electric wheelchair. Y'all, it was hot pink. And so I'm gonna definitely be inserting pics and everything for y'all too. So I was terrified, needless to say, and my heart was just crushed. I was so crushed. So 6 months later, I began having Rituxan infusions. It's called rituximab, but Rituxan. So it's a chemotherapeutic infusion treatment, basically. So 2 months into having them, the muscle weakness and the paralysis from the nerve damage began to improve. So things were looking up a little bit. So I started going to physical therapy. They used to shock me with the little stimulator thing, y'all. Well, anyway, I would be hollering. I would be in there hollering up something. That the pain from that, I don't know if y'all ever had like that, where they like shock you and it kind of helps your muscles and stuff. But my foot was so floppy, but they were shocked that they had it up high because at the time I had like a loss of reflexes in my legs and stuff. So they were just really like dead. They seemed dead, you know, like as far as like the reflexes go, she would tap and nothing. Tap on my knee and it would not move, either leg. But anyway, I pretty much had to learn how to walk all over again. Could you imagine, like, you're living your life and everything is good? Kind of reminds me of like when somebody gets in a bad car accident. But you know, the thing that I'm blessed that, you know, at that time when I started going to physical therapy and I was getting the Rituxan infusions, slowly I started to regain the feeling back in my legs and in my foot a little bit. You know, I was able to, like, you know, learn how to basically walk again. Like I had to really relearn how to walk. And so basically the foot drop now, y'all, is to the point where I train, you know, myself. I've worked on it so much and taught myself to try to make it look like I'm walking as natural as possible. However, when my muscles are weaker, I'm not feeling good. You probably definitely can tell because I'm either limping or this kind of dragging a little bit. But like I can even wear like a small heel sometimes, like if I'm just going somewhere special. So it's a blessing. But like if I'm really not feeling good, you definitely can tell. Opposed to like when I'm just freshly waking up in the morning and I'm not feeling like the MG symptoms or any muscle weakness or anything like that. So when it gets a little floppy, I tend to experience a little more paralysis once again. So that comes and goes depending on how much nerve damage there is. So and plus muscle weakness. So the two together, y'all, is just so much for my body. But yeah, when I'm having bad MG symptoms, when my symptoms are really exacerbated, I walk like I'm drunk. Like you would really think like she had too much lay off on the beverage, sis. Like ain't eating, drink too much, but your girl don't be drunk like that. Like it's a muscle weakness that just makes you floppy. So you walk like your muscles are heavy. Well, that's all, folks. I really hope y'all got something out of this story time today. That it really helps someone and encourages you. Yes, I started my own business. Yes, I am a content creator. I didn't give up, you know. Do I have struggle days? Do I have really bad days where I'm like literally stuck in the bed, can't do anything? Yes, heck yes I do. But I don't give up, so I don't want y'all to give up. And I could have thrown the towel, you know, but I do see life so much differently now. Like I don't take anything for granted. I'm very appreciative and I'm so grateful to God above, you know, for me being able to walk again, even though that probably wasn't going to, you know, really 100% stop me, because I'm always trying to find new ways around things to make things easier for myself, to make a better life for myself and stuff. So, you know, that's the kind of mentality you have to have whenever things are going negative. If you could turn it around and make it positive, or as positive as possible, to keep yourself pushing through. But I really hope y'all got something from the story time, and your girl is gonna catch you later. Don't forget, go check out the MG story and any other videos that I put in regards to MG, the neuropathy. Also, there is rheumatoid arthritis, so joint stuff. So it's not uncommon once you find out that you have one autoimmune illness to find out that you're basically like an autoimmune magnet. That's what one of my doctors said. She's like, you're like an autoimmune magnet. Like you're body just, you know, all those antibodies, just your body's attacking itself here, attacking itself there. And so anyway, y'all, we still going, woot woot. So do something positive for somebody. Y'all, I hope that y'all are doing amazing. Drop something in the comments for your girl. Go mingle with your girl on TikTok, on Instagram, Facebook. I am on Twitter, but I'm not as active on there. But if y'all get on there and start chatting with me, I'll get more active on there too. But your girl LAL loves you big like that. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. I really appreciate you. And all right, mis amores. Later.